I investigate organised fraud and name and shame the people behind it. No filters, no fear, and no takedowns. I'm Danny DeHeck, a New York Times featured investigative journalist. I was in the print edition. I was also featured in a Bloomberg documentary, I should say, and being quoted in the Guardian newspaper Australia. I use open source. I always get things wrong, so get used to that. I use open source intelligence. They call it OSINT. I always say that name wrong. To expose scams, Ponzi schemes, and multi-level marketing fraud. Naming and shaming the bad actors behind the lies. This site, well, my podcast in this case, is my home base. If you go to deheck.com, you'll find my actual website, which I call home base. But I'm reading this off the homepage so I can have a nice introduction to put onto my podcast. So my website is protected by Project Shield. It's Google's defense system for journalists under a digital attack. Scammers often take down my social media, file fake copyright strikes, and launch smear campaigns just to silence me. But I'm still here because the truth doesn't fold. Most people will know me, not because of my podcast, but because of my YouTube channel, Danny DeHeck Investigations, where I crash live scam meetings, confront fraudsters on camera, and expose deception in real time. My interviews aren't really rehearsed or polite. They happen in the moment when scammers realise they have been held accountable. As I said, my investigations have been featured in the New York Times, which I'm very proud of, Bloomberg documentary, and also the Guardian newspaper, as well as ABC News, Channel 9, who claimed I was the Australasia's biggest scam buster. Just because my work does matter. My blog, where everything connects, hundreds of detailed scams and fraud investigations that don't vanish when scammers report my content elsewhere. Every post is backed up by evidence, screenshots, transcripts, court documents, and blockchain data, creating a public record that can't be erased. My podcast, this is my podcast here, is an extension of my work. It is distributed across 18 major platforms. So why is that important? Well, let's just name a few. It's in Apple Podcasts, Shopify, Amazon Music, YouTube, and iHeartRadio. So when scammers try to hide, my content follows them everywhere. Now I collaborate with whistleblowers, regulators, journalists, and private companies that need real intelligence. Not PR spin. I'm not here for the clicks, even though I wouldn't mind if you did subscribe right about now. Everything published here is verifiable and legally sourced. Corporate filings, domain name data, blockchain records, and the digital footprints scammers can't hide are documented here. And I've got a quote, and it says, "I've taken it upon myself to fight back, exposing fraudsters, confronting, same thing really, confronting scammers, and making sure their lies don't go unchecked." Everything I do here is about exposure to prevention, turning exposure into prevention, helping victims, informing the public, and making it harder for bad actors to hide. Now, this is different. Did you know you can book me for private consultations? You can have an express chat, quick private sessions for victims or anyone needing immediate guidance. I did one of those this morning. It was meant to be 20 minutes, about 50 minutes later. Also, sponsor a review, commission an in-depth public investigation or company review. So I can go after and look at a website and review it. Support sessions. Now, these are a bit more tricky. One-on-one calls for victims rebuilding after financial loss. These sessions and donations keep the investigations running. Funding research, legal work, and the tools needed to expose fraud at scale. You can show your backing with official no scam gear in the merch store. I'm also available for speaking engagements, sharing what I've learned as a cult survivor. I used to be a Jehovah's Witness, dyslexia advocate that explains the bad reading, which I normally hate doing in my own voice, and frontline investigation. There we go again. Frontline investigator and frontline investigator, raw, unscripted, and real. Now, if you've been scammed, it's not nice, or have insider information like screenshots, video evidence that could help uncover some criminal activity, you can reach out through my contact page on my website. Now, you can keep it anonymous. I would have said anonymity is fine, but I couldn't pronounce the word. Every message is treated confidentially. Treated as confidential. Many of my best leads have actually come from people who decided to speak up. Hey, thanks for listening to me. This is my introduction to my podcast. Love to have you as a subscriber. Find your way to my website, teheck.com, and thank you for listening. Hope you enjoy the episode.